La Push, winter. 2 years after the Volturi battle, Leah Clearwater no longer phased often. The pack had changed. Jacob and Renesmee traveled frequently. Seth spent more time with the Cullens than on the reservation. Sam was still Sam, but more distant, less present. His pack had dissolved into routine, and Leah felt the same, strong, agile, alone. Years after losing everything, Sam, her father, her humanity, she still had no reason, no imprint, no excuse to stop hardening inside. Maybe some of us are made to endure, she whispered as she ran alone through the woods. Then one night, she smelled it. Not Cullen, not newborn, not hostile, but not human either. The scent was subtle, like wet earth after a storm and burnt charcoal. Leah stopped, fur bristling, heart racing. Then he appeared, a man standing in a snowy clearing, tall, pale skin, light brown hair tied back, clothes from another century, a face calm and unreadable as he saw her in wolf form. Just unsettling calm. "I didn't come to fight," he said in a low, French-accented voice. "I came looking for something." Leah said nothing, just watched him, and then the world vanished. The feeling was overwhelming, crushing. Her whole body locked, snapped, reshaped, as if her bones had been wrong all along. And this stranger, this vampire, was the only way they ever made sense. The imprint. It couldn't be. It shouldn't be. And yet, there it was. Unstoppable, complete. The vampire didn't move. "Are you all right?" Leah phased back, instinctive, gasping, trembling, knowing everything had changed. "Who are you?" "My name is Étienne. I belong to no coven. I come from northern Canada. I was just wandering." "Why here?" He looked up. "I thought I came for myself. Now I know it was for you." Days passed. Leah told no one, not Jacob, not Sam, not even Seth. She patrolled the clearing each night, and Étienne always returned. They didn't talk much. They walked, watched stars, listened. Leah didn't feel out of control. She felt in control for the first time, until Jacob found out, and it went as expected. "A vampire?" he exploded. "Leah, are you even hearing yourself? He's not like the others. He's exactly like the others. They kill us, Leah. He doesn't, and I didn't choose this. You chose to stay. You could walk away, refuse fight. I can't," she screamed, voice cracking. "You don't know what it's like to watch everyone find their place, their destiny, except you. Until now, and I'm not letting it go, not even for you." The Quileutes rejected him. The Cullens watched in silence. Étienne said little. Carlyle was the only one to speak with Leah. Imprints don't follow species or laws, only truth. If this is real, it changes things. Sam confronted her once. "Why him?" "I don't know. Do you love him?" She looked toward the forest, where Étienne waited. Then back to Sam, calm. "Not like I loved you, like I never loved you." Sam said nothing, and never spoke to her again. Leah and Étienne left weeks later. Not far, just far enough, and rumors spread. The she-wolf without imprint, the cursed one, the angry one, had found the impossible. But what no one knew, not even her, was that Étienne had a secret. One carried for decades, one that explained why he never stayed long, why nomads avoided him. Why his eyes held more than darkness. Because Étienne wasn't just a vampire. He was a hunter of his own kind, and someone, across the continent, had just learned he had imprinted on a wolf. 2 months later, Leah and Étienne had settled on the outskirts of Bellingham, far from the reservation, far from the Cullens. She had found a strange balance between her fierce instinct and the calm he brought her. He, on his part, seemed less like a fugitive, more present. "I never thought sleeping next to a wolf would be what made me feel safe," he whispered when Leah slept curled up against him. She no longer ran from the bond, nor did she worship it. She simply lived in it, as if it had always been destined to dwell there, in the place that used to be just emptiness. But Étienne's past was not buried. One night, while Leah hunted alone as a wolf, 3 figures surrounded her. They weren't Cullens, nor newborns. They were ancient, garnet eyes, dark clothes, and ritual tattoos on their forearms. "You're the wolf, the one who marks him," one rasped. She transformed instantly, bared her teeth, and they only stepped back once. "We didn't come to fight, not yet." "Who are you?" Leah growled, already in human form. "Old companions of Étienne, before he forgot his mission, before he broke his vow," Étienne explained that same night, directly. "For decades I hunted vampires, the ones who fed without care, who destroyed cities. I was part of a group that operated in the shadows, outside the Volturi's law, hunters of our own kind." "And you left them?" Leah asked. "When I saw we were no different." When I started killing for names, not actions. And now they're hunting you? Étienne nodded. Not because I left, but because I proved a vampire can change. And because of me, he looked down. That offends them most, that I bonded with a wolf, with something they vowed to destroy. The next night, they attacked, not them directly. Seth, a warning. Next time, it won't be your brother, said the message carved into a tree at the reservation. Jacob was furious. We can't allow this. Sam, for once, agreed. The Cullens wouldn't tolerate it. Neither can we. Bella spoke firmly. Leah chose to love, and someone is punishing her for it. Edward intervened. That's not punishment. That's fear. Fear that their bond changes everything. The Cullens, the Quileute, and Leah, all together, one last time, to set a trap. The hunters came at dusk, thinking Leah was alone. Étienne waited with eyes open and a clear mind. I'm not your enemy, he said before the first strike. But if you touch my people again, I'll no longer be your brother. Leah, in wolf form, blocked their path, and behind her, the whole pack. One by one, the silhouettes rose under the moon. Jacob, Sam, Embry, Quill, Seth, Paul, side by side with Jasper, Emmett, and Edward, wolves and vampires, for Leah, for Étienne, for a love no one understood but all respected. The hunters fled, not out of fear, but because they were defeated. They realized they couldn't break what was never meant to follow their rules. Weeks later, the Quileute Council voted on something unprecedented. For the first time, a she-wolf would have her own voice. And for the first time, a vampire would be welcomed on sacred ground as an ally. Billy Black said something in his speech. Hatred is a legacy, but love builds the future. Leah didn't shift for months. She didn't need to. And Étienne began to write. His memoirs, his story, his redemption. Sometimes they sat by the sea and didn't speak, because they didn't need to. She was no longer the one who never imprinted, nor the one who couldn't love. Now she was simply Leah, and her wolf slept in peace.